No matter what you call it, evil is still evil. This is the man I got at large. It never ceases to amaze me to what lengths people will go to excuse their sin. They'll call it something else and constantly promote and advertise it until we're completely desensitized. And that is most prevalent on social media. So as I was scrolling through an endless sea of rainbow flags, wow, people must really like the story of Noah. I know that's not what it's for. I saw this, the Minor Attracted Persons flag. We used to have a name that was much easier to remember, predators. Now I know as a conservative Christian that I have views on sexuality that you might disagree with. But one thing that we should definitely agree on is that my kids, your kids, our kids are off limits. Just recently in the small community that I live in, 2 women that were wives and mothers, pled guilty to charges ranging from sexual battery to statutory rape. The victims were aged 13 to 18 years old. Well, as horrible as that is, surely justice was served. Yeah, like a softball. They got probation and they're going on the sex offender registry for 10 years, at which time they will come off. Now, I am all for forgiveness, but forgiveness without justice is just enablement, and it emboldens people to do the same thing all over again or worse. So what do we make of all this? The world is a dark place and it's getting darker. And while you might not believe it, I have a book that told me this sort of thing was going to be commonplace, because it's already happened before. And all throughout history, anytime a nation descends into such perversion and godlessness, God destroys them. As it turns out, He's not too fond of people preying on the innocent either. So what do? For one, parents, you need to educate your children. You need to warn them, not to rob their childhood and their innocence, but to protect them from the predators that are out there, even in our own community. If you have young children, this book, Yell and Tell, teaches children to do just that. It teaches them in an easy to understand way that if someone should try to take them, that they yell and they tell someone. Nothing ruins a predator's day like being found out. Now, why would you want to teach your kids something like that when they're so young? So when they're 13 to 18 years old, they're not sleeping with their teachers. What we teach our children early in life determines what they're going to be later in life. Proverbs says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. If you train them to be victims, they will be. Now, if you're someone that's engaged in this type of behavior, you need to repent. Because even if the law doesn't get you, God will, sooner rather than later.